everyone, and welcome to my channel. My name is Kalika, and you're probably gonna be a better person after watching this video. Entitled Witch of a Mother Breaks My Bells and Threatens to Sue if I Don't Pay. So, for a bit of backstory, I'm a percussionist in our middle school band and I was assigned a bell part. Bells are xylophones without the sound enhancers underneath the keys, and our band director let me take home a pair of bells home to practice my song. EB is Entitled Witch, DC, Demon Child, BD, Band Director. So I was sitting on our school cafeteria when the Demon Child comes and takes my set of bells. I was so shocked, I sat there thinking to myself, this witch? So I go over, pry my pair of bells from the Demon Child's hand and walk back over, continue talking to my friends. About 5 minutes later, the Entitled Witch comes and almost punches me in the back of my head and starts yelling at the top of her lungs. Me. What the frick, man? Why did you do that? Entitled Witch. You took my daughter's thing away from her. Me. Knowing she didn't know what the bells were. You mean bells? And no, Entitled Witch cutting me off. No, you stole her bells from her. She tries to take the bells, but I try my hardest to hold them, all the while my friends are trying to break the Entitled Witch's grip. She lets go, but I lose my grip as well, and the bells fall down cracking and I break down. The Entitled Witch says, well, that's your fault, in that sarcastic way some people talk. You have to buy a new one for my golden goose or I'll sue you. So I talk to my band director and he'll have to buy a new one. While the mother never pressed charges, while she never sued me or my family, I am now 19 and have not seen the Entitled Witch since, but I still continue to play percussion. My son should be allowed to join your band. Okay, this happened just about a week ago and I'm still astonished about it. EM is Entitled Mother, S is Son, F 1 to 3 is Friends 1 to 3, M is me, J is Garda or Cop. So me and my friends have a band, and about a week ago we were going to a gig in a pub in the city centre. This was a relatively small gig, so no worries about the crowd. We were setting up about an hour beforehand when a mother and her son approached us. The son was no older than 13 and he was surprisingly a pretty cool kid. It was just his mother that was the problem. Entitled Mother. Hello, I was just wondering if you could let my son join your little band. He has been practicing on his guitar for quite a long time. Me, my friends and the son all look a little bit confused. I thought she was joking for a few seconds, but the look on her face was dead serious. Friend 1. I'm sorry? Entitled Mother. I said, could you let my son here join your band? Son, Mom, no. Me. Look, I'm sorry, we don't need any more people in the band. Even if we did, your son is way too young to be in it. Entitled Mother. No, I think you might have misunderstood. My son needs to be part of your band. Friend 2. No, we can't. The son was starting to look as annoyed as us. Entitled Mother. You're all talentless pieces of crap who will never get anywhere in life anyway. At least give him your worthless guitar. This particular guitar, my guitar, cost over 700 euros, so she was not having that. She grabbed it anyway. Me. Where are you going with that? Entitled Mother. Giving it to my son, who actually has talent and will get somewhere in life. Son. Jesus. Give it back to him, Mum. Entitled Mother. No. You deserve it more than he ever will. Luckily, there was a few police nearby who saw the situation. They ran up to her and said, is this your guitar, miss? Entitled Mother. Yes, yes it is. I ran up behind her and said, no, it's not. Garda. Miss, I saw you steal this guitar from him. Entitled Mother pushes the guitar into my hands and runs for it. The son quickly apologizes and runs to catch her. The cop offers to place charges, but I was like, nah. I came back and had a decent show. Why are people like this? Entitled Mum tries to convince university her son hasn't failed. I'm currently studying abroad in Amsterdam, and this is a story from one of my professors about a previous international student, which she told us at the beginning of her first semester as a cautionary tale. Apparently, an American man in his mid-20s attended the university last year and barely turned up to any classes, especially in the second semester. On top of that, he skipped most of his exams, and in the few he did attend, he obviously failed. Pretty spectacularly, were our professor's exact words. True, it can take time to adjust to a different academic environment, but this guy was almost actively failing. It's not totally clear why he feels so badly, but I personally suspect he came to the Netherlands to smoke weed and went a bit overboard, which has happened to a few people here. Anyway, when he returns to the US, he's in trouble at his home university because he's completely failed the year abroad and will probably need to add an extra year onto his degree, at extra cost I imagine, although as a Brit I'm not totally sure how the US system works. He had numerous opportunities to do resits while still in the Netherlands, but never did, and now he'd returned home, that wasn't an option. Unsurprisingly, his parents are pissed. Surprisingly, or not considering the thread I'm posting this in, his mother takes it upon herself to try to reverse the Dutch university's decision. I don't know the exact details of what was said, but our professor told us that essentially, this woman called the department every day for 6 weeks, trying to get the university to change his grades or allowing him to resit again. She spoke to our professor at least 45 minutes a day, every day for a week. When it became clear entitled mother wasn't willing to hear the professor explain that her son had handed in virtually no work, completed no exams or essays, had given them nothing to grade and was no longer a student, i.e. not their responsibility now, she passed entitled mother onto the administration, who passed her onto the head of the department, back and forth, shunted along from person to person, all telling to her that there was literally nothing anyone could do. Her son hadn't lifted a finger while at university and had failed as a result. This woman wasted her time, the professor's time, and a lot of university staff's time trying to change the university's decision, when what she should have done was have an honest conversation with her adult son about getting a work ethic. Some people simply cannot see sense when it comes to their own children, even after they've become adults. An entitled mum made fun of my disorder and ruined my birthday. EM is entitled mum. I was almost 12, had just gotten quite good grades on my first year exams, and was surprised by my family taking me to Disney World. Sounds great, right? It was, until the 11th of July, my birthday. Me and my family were waiting inside this thing to meet the Toy Story characters, but then after hearing me talk, this woman decides to get her kids to point at me and laugh. Now, I was bullied when I was younger because I have trouble speaking, but for this grown-ass woman to make fun and get her kids to join in of my medical issue, a child's medical issue, it disgusts me. But anyway, because there are little playthings and all around the edge, so my 2 young brothers wanted to play on them. So I asked my parents and they said just to keep an eye on them. So I did. But then this lady started literally hitting my brother and my baby brother, who were 8 and 1 at the time. I was just shocked, but I quickly went into protective big sister mode and started fighting off these little brats, and told my brothers to go back to my mum and dad. They did, and my mum saw them run over, checked over them, and tried to get past other people to make it to me. Just then, I feel a hand on my shoulder and this woman is standing behind me, the same one who was making fun of how I talk, turned me around and started shouting at me. This is roughly what I remember going down, but it was ages ago, so lol. Entitled mother. What in hell do you think you're doing to my poor babies, you witch? Enter my mum running towards me, who had only just heard this woman shout at me. Mum, how dare you let your effing kids hurt my children? My daughter was just effing trying to get your spawn away from her brothers. You sit there and watch, but then you have the audacity to shout at her? You crazy witch. Entitled mother. Bull. You and your ugly family can burn in hell. She said something else, but I don't remember. Your daughter is devil spawn. That was when I had absolutely lost it with this crazy witch. I just started kicking her leg. Hard. Within a few seconds, this lady just starts screaming at me. She hit me across the arm quite hard, and soon she and her family were removed from the park. I later found out that she was put in jail, again. Apparently this kind of stuff happens a lot with her. But anyway, this woman made fun of my trouble speaking, and that really upset me. For the rest of the whole holiday, I was super pissed about my brothers getting hurt, but I was also so sad that people were still making fun of me. I'm not even joking, still to this day, I like to speak as little as possible now, just because of that one lady making fun of me. Okay, so that was it for r/EntitledParents. As always, if you do want to see more content like this, then please do subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!